When you're looking at a problem like this, one of the things I recommend that you do is, at this point in the semester, send the data to Excel. I don't want you to have to try to calculate the standard deviation by hand, so send the data to Excel, and what's going to happen is you're going to get the data in an Excel spreadsheet like this. And so at this point, allow Excel to do the calculations for you. So in a cell over here, to get the mean, and I'm going to type over here the mean, and I'm going to come over to this box, I'm going to type in equals average, and then I'm going to open a parentheses. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hold down the left button of my mouse. I'm going to keep it holded, or keep it held, and I'm going to scroll down here where it highlights all of these values. And then I'm going to close my parentheses. This will give me my mean. To find my standard deviation, okay, I'm going to come over here and hit equals STDEV. Now you will notice there is an STDEV.P, which is for the population, and then there's a .S for the sample. We are working with a sample, so I'm going to do .S, open my parentheses. Again, I'm going to click my left mouse button and hold it down, highlight those same boxes, and close my parentheses. Now, since our data is in 2 decimal places, I'm going to round these numbers to 2 decimal places. Let's see here. Here's my numbers. And so I'm going to decrease my decimals to 3 decimal places, because you always want your data your calculations 1 decimal place more than your data. And so now we want a 99.5% confidence interval. So I'm going to come over to, and since we're working with a sample where we calculated, where we calculated our sample standard deviation, I'm going to use the T-chart. We wanted a 99.5% confidence interval, so I'm going to come down here to the 99.5% confidence interval. We had 14 values, so my degree of freedom is 13. So I'm going to come across and I'm going to use this 3.372. So what's going to happen is I'm actually going to use, and I'm going to come back over here so that I can see my numbers. And that didn't help me any. Here we go. So my mean was 13.396 minus, and then we were using a 3.372. Wasn't that correct? 3.72. Okay. Wrong one. There it is. And I want my Excel file. And then times our standard deviation divided by the square root of how many numbers we had, which was 14. And I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to put an equal sign in here so that we can actually see. But this is what your calculation would look like. And it's not wanting me to do this. Oh, yep. Okay. So that would give us 12.79. And if I rounded this to 3 decimal places, it would be 7. So again, I think what's happening is probably with the rounding, trying to calculate the standard deviation by hand. At this point in the semester, do not try to calculate the standard deviation by hand, okay? Use Excel, use the technology. Let it help you. Again, I'm going to come back here. Here is that formula right here for standard deviation with a sample. If you have other questions, please let me know.